pleasure to introduce the next two speakers. There's also again the president of ICOMOS, and this time from Estonia. ICOMOS is a world network of professionals and experts in cultural heritage, altså eksperter I kulturarv, ulike ting. And then we'll introduce Paulus, who has good connections to Norway and also are working there with the National Parks and Environmental Ministry of Estonia.
Climate Ministry now.
Climate Ministry of Estonia. And then man, Mr. Tarvi, please come forward. Tarvi Velström, so both a fisherman, responsible for a harbor in Estonia, and also work in the Estonian Maritime Administration, the kind of institutions that Marianne was speaking about. And to compare with Norway, for you Norwegians, it means that Tarvi work in Kystverket. So welcome.
Yeah. The same business as Olaug's husband is working. Where we start? We start from the same Baltic Sea coast that we both live in. On the north side of the Baltic Sea, of the Finnish Gulf, like 30 nautical miles or 50 nautical miles. 40 nautical miles is Finland. And we are on the south coast of Finnish Gulf. And Lahemaa National Park, a state-protected coastal landscape of 74 coastal villages, is there as well. And from 1971. And the protection aim of that area is among nature, cultural heritage, cultural landscapes. And as it comes to Lahemaa National Park rules 2015, it is specifically mentioned that fishing traditions is state conservation aim of that national park. And agricultural use of landscape, settlement structure, vernacular architecture, and folk culture. And that in the state protected area, fishing traditions have specific protection targets has been the work of joint work of us all for like at least 6 years. So very hard one. And Lahemaa National Park management plan that actually is this plan how we protect that area involves in the section traditional lifestyle and crafts, traditional fisheries, traditional nature use, traditional forestry, and they are actually all connected because everything made of wood is connected with knowledge and is connected with forest. We did it together with local communities, and local communities are not just stakeholders. They hold the rights of the heritage. Both Norway and Estonia have the ratified FARA Convention, European FARA Convention from 2005 on the importance of heritage communities as it comes to cultural heritage preservation. And there is like one-to-one said that who owns and holds the heritage is heritage community. And it is not just that we talk to them. They have concrete rights as the individuals of that community members and as a community, as a group. And individual rights is like in the typical way, rights to use, cultural rights and property rights. But rights of the community are not so much implemented in European legislation because they are connected with customary rights. They are much more actually written into Norwegian legislation because you have historical rights as to comes to the coastal nature use, for example. But basically it is about constitutive rights, procedural rights, and exclusive rights. But as it comes to the fishery, we have the historical fishing rights in European Union that can be implemented on the country level, and that was the solution that we came up finally as it how we protect traditional coastal fisheries in Lahemaa as well. The Cooperation Council, when we were making the regulations and management plan, then the voice of the local communities, 10,000 landowners, was so strong that we established Cooperation Council that is actually, as to the state, it is an advisory body. But as it comes to cultural heritage, you cannot do if you don't have the agreement with locals much there. And that means that right holders is local community, and they are those who actually have in our Cooperation Council, it is those who have properties there, and those who have said these village elders or those village societies who have said that represent the village or the area or regional area, and there are some regional area groups too, as to the Juminda region or Pärispea region or so. And heritage communities, they are of space, these local communities, and of practice, as it comes to, for example, boat building or shipbuilding. It is boat builders and shipbuilders. And of interest, that is, for example, heritage experts who are community of interest, but whose voice can be very disturbing. For example, in the case of ICOMOS, that I am president in Estonia, when it comes to the watermill cases or hydroelectric power plants of historical value, I must say, so sorry, I am not taking part in this discussion because ICOMOS is going against the environmental board in these cases. But as it comes to traditional fisheries, tangible heritage, intangible heritage, nature use, it is all these traditional fisheries that are state level protected is about both immovable objects, about movable objects, rights connected to that, heritage values of traditional knowledge, skills and crafts, and use of fishing stock, fishing methods, and fishing areas and routes. And what has been the most amazing in this process of making this management plan and so was that the most important seemed for the people exactly this language, these traditions, these habits connected with heritage. This language, more than about building rights, you can endlessly talk about building rights. Is it 60 square meters, is it 40 square meters, is it 200, But what really touches actually these traditions is the language that people speak. So actually, as a result of all these discussions about concrete heritage values, coastal people redefined again themselves as Pohiranna cultural space people, because during Soviet occupation period, this language and culture bit was heavily pressed. And exactly this traditional knowledge connected with fishing and so on. It is not something that you can put on the map and show to everyone. It is like in the Finnish Sami area that Siida knows. They have the layer, they don't talk about it outside, but they put the regulations, you cannot do that because it is reindeer passing route or so. That is very important aspect. And one other part of that was that during that process, exactly the memoryscapes, these traditional knowledge places and stories connected with them that were not of delicate information ended up in the as cooperation project with the local, very, very massive local movement was behind that that this layer is part of this actual material heritage too. One outcome of that was that exactly this already dead tradition of wooden boat making, clinker boat making, of Viislaitau clinker boat, that is very specific because of its peculiar shape to the Lahemaa area. has been revived, and now we have a new boat of that type there. And boat building traditions. And as one outcome of that, as it comes to the regulation of boat building and shipbuilding, you cannot build traditional ship unless it is a replica or copy. But what we have managed to do in 2023 now to the legislation was that the type, ship type or boat type is as an exclusion, and which has been built using construction materials or similar to the original, not only copies, but actually you can, now in Estonian regulation, you can build, follow the tradition of type. And this is a first guy, my very good friend, and I'm the member of the crew of that ship, having that license that this ship is now registered as a historical ship type register. Coastal settlement structures, it is juicy area. We have coastal protection zones, and how to keep that heritage in the changing world is of course of the most hot debate things. We have 800 building applications per year in Lahemaa, and it is massive. Pressure to that area. But we have very good protection, and that is good.
Too good.
Too good. And of course, when you have coastal villages, you must have the access to the sea. You must have that infrastructure that promotes the connection to the sea, that these places don't turn to the inwards, but actually have this outward, exactly connecting with the sea aspect there. For example, boat landing places in Viinistu, one of these many villages. And boat sheds and net sheds, how to preserve that tradition that is a bit changing. So when I tell this small story, when Tarvi came to me with, he wants to build a boat shed. You can tell yourself.
I don't remember.
No, I want to build a boat shed. I was, no, you know, you need to have that. You can tell.
Tell you.
No, I really want to build a boat shed, you know, not as, you know, structure or something that I have cafeteria inside or so. Oh, it is for nets and boats, you know, really no. But it is quite rare to have that people really want to have the boat sheds where they can dry nets and keep their boats, but they probably normal-wise come with some kind of summer cottage thing, and then you must say that it is not allowed. So on this coastline, we have several layers of material and immaterial heritage, and how to keep that balance is exactly only with local communities. And now I have the picture of one of these 74 villages, Hara. And next to me is a traditional fisherman of Hara, so I give floor to you, because how to protect Lahemaa National Park traditional fishing as nature use has been your, mission.
It's more or less mission, yes, but today it's a hobby, and I fishing almost every day. We fishing nets like this type. They are almost 7-8 meters high and 200-250 meters long, and it's for herring and mainly salmon, wild salmon. This picture before we put it to the sea, it's huge. Big amount of them, and these nets after the 1 month we take out these nets by hand to the boat, but in the harbor we use excavator. It weight about 3-4 tons, and in the sea the nets is like this. If you had question, you can yes, if somebody like ask. Springtime, we get Baltic herring. This is not usual. Usually we get some 100 kilos. Here is more. This is season. Then we smoke it and sell it in the harbor. We have traditional smoke box made by wood. Usually other villages the smoke box made by stone or metal. Later we catch salmon. There is some eel, I see, and ma ei tea, mis ahvenas on. I don't know.
This red.
This the other fish. I don't know how to spell. Okay. Later is we catch some bigger salmon, and this one walking to the local restaurant. Saturday morning we make some market with fresh fish, and here we take out or away from the sea these nets. And that's it.
No, but you wanted to talk about that.
Okay, here is in Finnish Gulf is not enough oxygen in there, and this is a bigger problem. And other thing is the red and green dots. There is all ships, and they're waiting when they get the permission to proceed Russia ports, and there they stay weeks, and it's a kind of small city in this Gulf.
Small city, it is in New York because they are oil tankers, so I know more and more. So it is.
And
on this bottom there are actually 64 wrecks of you mean the battle wrecks together with 15,000 people buried under there as the largest, the biggest battle, and these ships are just dragging these
wrecks.
And in the Dead Sea, where below 60 meters, it is now, as there hasn't been any change of fresh water flow into Baltic Sea, exactly Finnish Gulf is now part of the Dead Sea zone. And that is a major change now in the environment. That actually, so that our next speaker will tell how many he's a coastal fisherman too, so he tells how many fish he got last year. But how many you got?
Herring about 5 tons, and salmon I think 300 kilos something.
But you are now one of the biggest in the area. No, not anymore.
No,
historical.
It's not the issue.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Are there any questions? Yeah.
Thanks so much, and wonderful to see how the fisher rights issues were consolidated in Lahemaa finally. and working. Against big drivers like oxygen dead zones and so on appearing, do networks of local fishers and marine protected areas as environmental authorities, can they have any say on that, or are the drivers behind that so big that there's, you're up against something too big, or what's your take on that?
I am afraid it's too big.
It's too big because at the moment there is no, as it comes to these oil tankers and so on, the situation in Finnish Gulf is a bit hot because of the Russian invasion into Ukraine too. So they are changing the borders there at the moment. So yeah, there are much bigger issues at the moment. But as it comes to the environmental situation of the Baltic Sea, it is under constant surveillance, but at the same time, exactly the threat, what is the impact of actually wind power plants in marine areas there? And there are plans about that are up. So when on top of that the wind power plants come to the sea, it can be all this turning point there. But it is not good at the moment as it comes to the Baltic Sea. But
Okay, thank you.
thank you.